Tilta recently released shock absorbing head for the Hydra Alien Mini along with the bike mount for the system. The setup is available in different configurations. You can buy the bike set with the head, the master set, which includes both the bike and the car mounts, or purchase each element separately. And since I already own the Hydra Alien Mini, I only pick up the shock absorbing head and the bike mount, which I actually wanted the most. But in this video I'm focusing on the shock absorbing head alone, comparing it to my previous setup with the Insta360 damper mounted on my car. It is still a bit too cold to test it on a bike or a scooter, but I will try that next week. If you're curious about my previous setup, check out this video. I don't have ND filters for my DJI Pocket 3, so my shutter speed was likely higher than 1/50th of the second. Personally, I see this as an advantage because a slower shutter speed can introduce more gel effect. I didn't use ND filters in my previous test either, but back then, last autumn, it was a bit cloudier, whereas today was quite sunny, so I suspect that shutter speed was even faster during the test with the Tilta Shock Absorbing Head. I checked the Amazon reviews before purchasing, and well, there was only one review giving it 1 star, complaining about jello issues. And the first thing I noticed is that the shock absorbing head does not allow the camera to be mounted sideways. That's a downside because this means you are more likely to hit the gimbal limit position when tracking objects. The Tilta Shock Absorbing Head design is kinda weird. You can see that after I mounted the camera, the 2 rubber balls in front are compressed already, and the rubber ball in the back is actually decompressed. So I don't know, that's a bit weird, but maybe it is how it should work. I tested it in multiple scenarios, on the hood, on the trunk and the roof. None of the footage was completely jello-free, but it was significantly better than using the arm alone. However, compared to the Insta360 damper, the results weren't as impressive. The jello effect was particularly visible in the center and upper portion of the frame. So how is the performance on different surfaces? Tarmac, quite decent. Even dirt roads, not bad. Cobblestones, pretty rough. Surprisingly, roof-mounted shots were the best, with almost no jello. I also tested 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 turns of the tension knob in the arm, but it didn't make much of a difference in reducing the jello effect. While roof-mounted shots were almost jello-free, the other perspective still had noticeable vibrations. Better than arm alone, but worse than the Insta360 damper. And to further improve the stability, I mounted the Pocket 3 upside down using Tilta Shock Absorbing Head. This required the camera extension to position it correctly, and while I was a bit concerned it might fall off, it stayed secure. The footage improved slightly, but in my opinion it was still inferior to the Insta360 damper setup. And for the final test, hoping it will add stability, I added the included weight to the arm. This brings the setup to the maximum capacity of the Hydra Alien Mini arm. And I tested this with the tension set to 16, 15 and 14 turns. Unfortunately, this didn't help either. The jello effect in the center of the frame remained. And what about pricing? The Tilta Shock Absorbing Head is 59 bucks, but I paid 75 euros in the EU, no VAT included. The Insta360 damper is also 59 bucks, though in my country it is closer to 80 bucks lately. And if I had to choose between the two, I definitely go for the Insta360 damper for the car setup. Of course, you can judge for yourself whether the Tilta Shock Absorbing Head is good enough for your needs. For me, it's not ideal for the car use, but I will also test it on a bike soon, so stay tuned. I will also release a separate, longer video with recorded examples of the absorbing head performance only. That's it for now, and cheers, mate!